Hello and welcome to the 308sniper kill house. We are live tonight with a round of games. We have a private session booked in tonight. We have a lot of rental players in, so I presume there are a lot of new players. Looks like some of the players got some kit as well, so it looks like they some of them might have played before. But I'll try and find some information about that. But yeah, we are live. We've got a new starting screen there. A bit more interactive, tells you a bit more about us, where to find us and that sort of stuff. So games will be starting shortly. But yeah, welcome to the kill house. If you've not seen the stream before, there on the screen there is the blueprint of our arena, so you can see it's a complete mirror image of itself. And you'll be able to see some of the unique features that we've got going on in the kill house. So we normally start the games with a team deathmatch, just get the players warmed up, get them used to shooting each other. This is just a pure shoot 'em out. When they get shot, they just press the respawn button. We count the number of respawns for each team. Team with the fewest respawns wins, easy as that. So hopefully we'll be getting that going in about 5 minutes. Marshall was just explaining all the rules and that to the players, and then we'll be getting them out. Okay, so players just getting ready to go out. Our first game of the night will be a team deathmatch. As I said before, if you were on the stream, team deathmatch is doesn't incorporate the targets. Targets will light up if they're shot, just because that's the way we set the timer. But on this game mode, it's all about the respawns. So we're trying to make some improvements to the stream at the moment, so you can see the respawns on there. But at the moment, you can't. We can see them on the tablet here, and if you're in our safe zone, you'll be able to see it on the TV screen in the safe zone. But unfortunately, you can't see it on the stream at the moment. So we are trying to get that refreshed on the scoreboard. But this game's all about how many respawns they have. So when they come back to the respawn area, they'll press a button. The button will record their respawn. We can see on the camera here if they're actually pressing it, because it turns out the light, but also a trigger on the tablet, so we'll see a recording the spawn. So if the light goes out but it doesn't record a spawn, it's because they haven't pressed the button. They've just simply covered the light up. So we'll be able to monitor that and see that in real time, and report back to the in-game marshal. But this is just one to get them all warmed up and ready for what's ahead for the rest of the night. So players are just getting kitted up now, and they'll be out in the arena in just a moment. So we just get the arena cams up. The players are now starting to enter the arena. You'll see a few of them entering in there. So the blue team or the red team, they've got blue armbands on, but they're later in the games when they're engaging targets, they'll be the red team shooting red targets. They're respawning on the top left-hand camera, and the green team will be respawning on the top middle camera. So you'll be able to see when they come back, once they've been shot, they come back to those areas, press the button, and it record their team death. So the team with obviously the least number of spawns will win. So Marshall's just in there explaining it all to them now, and we'll be getting the game underway in just a moment. So almost set, ready to go. Marshall's just spending a bit of extra time making sure all the players are ready. We've got some newbies in tonight, so just making sure they're all set. Won't be a minute, and we'll get this first game underway.
Pew, 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 pew.
Through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red light.
So most of our players are in the arena now. We're just waiting for a last couple. In-game marshals just sorting them out in the safe zone now, and then I think we'll be ready to go. So just a couple more minutes while we get that done, and then once we've got all players in place, we'll be able to get the game started.
Through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red light. I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red.
Okay, so we've got all players in the arena now. Master's going to get them all into position, make sure they're all set and ready to go. Looks like most of them are ready to go. It's just our last two that are entering. As I said, we've got quite a few newbies in tonight, so it just takes a little bit more explaining to them about the games, explaining how to use the guns and that sort of stuff. So it looks like they're pretty much in there now. It's just explaining the respawn button now to the players, how to press it and what it does. Basically those respawn buttons, they just basically record every time. Oh, sorry about the radio chat there. It was just let me know that they're both ready, so we'll get them started and I'll explain what those buttons are in just a second. So here we go. So 3, 2, 1, and then we have game on. They're off. Well, some of them are anyway. So yeah, when they come back to their respawn area, you'll see in the two respawn cameras. You look at that top middle one now. As the player comes back in and presses the button, it records his respawn. He pressed it twice there for some reason, so I don't know why he did that, but he did. So that's recorded his hit anyway. So what happens is they, as they get shot, they come back to the respawn, press that button, the light will go off for a second and come back on. I can also see on the screen here that they're actually pressing it and recording the hit, and they're not just covering up the light, so we can make sure they're not cheating. We'll allow them a little bit of grace tonight as they're all fairly new. As you can see, a lot of them are quite green to it. They're all wearing rental masks, and I think pretty much all of them are using rental guns as well. So there are a couple of guys there that played before, but most of them are newbies. So might take them a few rounds to get used to being hit on this one. We're only streaming the first couple of games tonight, just purely down to staffing, I'm afraid. We're a bit short-staffed. So we will be streaming the first few games for tonight. I don't think we're going to be streaming anything else this week, unfortunately. Just down to staffing levels again. Unfortunately, it's holiday season, so I don't think we're going to be able to stream games over the coming days, but come Tuesday next week, we'll be back to normal. Normal streaming will resume. So I do apologise about that if you enjoy following the streams. We will be back soon with them again, but I think it'll be probably next Tuesday. We have got games on this week. We've got games on tomorrow night, and there are spaces available for Wednesday night. We have got games planned for Thursday and Friday, but no one's booked in as yet, but you're welcome to book in for that. And we've got players booked in on Sunday morning, so we've got a morning session with spaces available on Sunday, so it's fairly full already. I think there's only 3 or 4 spaces left, so if you want to play this week, get booked in Sunday. 308sniper.simplybook.it, or you can book in for Wednesday night, tomorrow night. Or as I say, you can book in for Thursday or Friday, but there's no one booked in as yet. So if there's a group of you that want to play, that's absolutely fine. So let's see how we're getting on. We have the greens on 14 respawns and the red on 12, so it's fairly even at the moment. The reds are respawning on the top left-hand camera. The greens are respawning in the top middle camera. As I say, a lot of these players are noobs, so some of them are being a bit brave. I think probably where they're not knowing what to expect, and some of them are being quite sensitive. So I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. There's a couple in there in t-shirts. That's brave. Maybe they've played before. There are a couple in there that have played before, so maybe they're ones. But the way he was wielding that gun, I don't think he probably has played before. I think they are probably all noobs, to be fair. So it looks like red are taking a bit of a lead. Greens are on 26 respawns to 16 red respawns, so looks like red have found their groove. I think a player possibly got it to the Jacobs there, in that top middle camera. He was grabbing himself and leaning quite a bit there, so I think that might have been an unfortunate one to the plums, but I'll have to have a look back on the replay on that one. So the good thing is they're all taking on board the respawn button. They seem to be pressing the respawn button and using it properly. We encourage a 5-second respawn here. It adds for better gameplay if people wait 5 seconds while respawning. You haven't got to walk miles back to a respawn. So it makes a lot of sense to have the 5-second respawn. Welcome, Megan. Tagging in Amy there. Thank you for that. So over the halfway stage, we're just over 6 minutes gone now. 6.25 minutes. Still red in the lead by the looks of it. 26 respawns to the reds, 39 to the greens. As I say, reds are respawning on that top left-hand camera, and the greens are in the top middle camera. Reds are definitely pushing out a lot more. There's a lot of startling jumping around and that, but I think it is because they're all new. But they do seem to be all throwing their hands up in the air and calling their hits. Can't see anything major going on there. They all seem to be moving around quite a bit. I'm Martin's wife. Amy is Dale's wife. Ah, okay. Fair enough. So they're in there playing, are they? Oh, so is it Shazza's CPFC? So Nathan's wife is here too. Oh, okay. So it's all your kids and husbands and that playing, is it? Okay, cool. So you got a couple of your lads playing in there. That's cool. It looks like they're enjoying themselves so far. There's certainly lots of movement. They're being brave. I think there's a lot of them that are new to it, and they're certainly being brave at it. Martin's wearing a Game of Thrones top, I think, or a navy hoodie. Let's try and keep an eye out for him. Well, I can tell you that the red team is still leading it. 31 respawns to the reds, 53 to the green. We're coming up to the 9-minute mark. So we've got about a minute left. Nathan is the tallest. Morgan is in the white shirt. Harley is in a camo vest. Okay, so the white shirt should be easy to pop out. Let's see if we can find them on there. And there is a tall guy in there. It might be the guy coming up to that top middle camera now. He's quite a tall lad. I think he's an adult though, to be fair. So last sort of 25 seconds now. I think Reds have got this one 34 to 59 at the moment. Okay, and that is game over. That is game over. So let's have a look. That was a
Game over.
that was a red win. So well done, Reds. I think they all got shot in that round, to be fair. There was quite a lot of respawns, so let's have a look. So red respawns, try and type this in there for you as well so you can keep a record. 34 versus green respawn. I'm not very good at multitasking. Green respawn of 59. So Reds won that by a long shot. So well done, Reds. First game of the night. So there we go. First win of the night to the Reds, and quite a convincing win as well. They almost had half as many respawns as the Greens, but it was good. There was a lot of movement. Everyone was getting involved. No one seemed to be hanging back, so that's good to see. I'll just flick it over to the break now, and we'll be getting them out for another game of team deathmatch in a couple of minutes. We'll get them reloaded, make sure they're keeping hydrated, and then we'll get them out for the second round. See if Greens can claw one back and make it 1-1 for the night. Okay, so we've got one last player that's just joined, so we're just going to get him safety briefed quickly, and just show him how to use the equipment and stuff, and then we'll be getting him out for the next game. So be about 5 minutes just while we get the player up to speed, and then we'll be going out for another game of team deathmatch. So it'll be the exact same format as the last game, just a pure shoot 'em up, just to count which team has the least number of deaths. So the team that respawns the most basically will lose. So on the last round, it was quite a convincing win by the Reds. They had 34 respawns to 59 to the Green. So Green have got some work to do, but now they know the arena and the layout and how the guns work and that sort of thing. Hopefully they'll push a bit harder this one, and we'll see the scores evening out a little bit. But as I say, we'll just get this last player safety briefed, and hopefully about 5 minutes time we'll get them out for the next round.
waste my time. A generation of my time. There is nothing we can do. Stop this plague from breaking through. Don't come around and waste my time. A generation of my kind. There is nothing we can do to stop this plague from breaking through.
Okay, so just a couple of minutes, and we'll be going out for the next game. They're just having a team photo done now. Now that all the players are here, and then we'll be getting them out for the second round of team deathmatch, and we'll see if they can even up the scores. See if Green can get their first win of the night and even it up. So just about 2 minutes now, and then we'll be getting them out for that. I'll get the team picture put up on the stream as well. So those of you that are watching, you'll be able to see them all in all their gear. So there we go. There's our players for the night. These are the group that we're having tonight. All posing in all their battle gear. They'll be back out for their next game of team deathmatch in just a moment. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you who's playing in the arena tonight. So that is the group we have. So if you're watching on the stream, if that's your boys or your partners or whatever, there they are in all their kit. Let's see if they're still smiling by the end of the night after they've had a few hits with the BBs. So a few shots. But let's see. As I say, next game will be team deathmatch, and we'll be doing that in just a couple of minutes now. Okay, so players are now starting to enter the arena. Let's get the arena cams up on here. So exactly the same as the last round. It's the same thing again. So this is team deathmatch. This is all about the respawns. Just get them used to being shot again. Target's still not in play. So the only thing that's relevant on the scoreboard is the timer. So it's a 10-minute round, and I'll try and keep you up to date as we go on the respawns. But this time we have they just swapped ends. So the red team are respawning on the top middle camera, and the green team are spawning on the top left-hand camera. Sorry, radio was a bit loud there. But yeah, they're ready to go. So I'm going to start the game now. So here we go. So 3, 2, 1, and we have game on, game on. So it looks like green are making an early lead on this one. Reds are respawning a lot more at the moment. 6 respawns to the red, and we haven't had a green respawn yet. Although we've got a couple of players coming back now to respawn. So yeah, now 8-1. So as you can see, pretty much all the reds are back in their spawn area. I think one of the green players had a shot to the fingers there. Looks like he's grabbing for his hands. So I think that's the guy in the white shirt. So someone mentioned someone in the white shirt before. Morgan is in the white shirt. Harley is in the camo vest. So maybe that was Morgan that got shot in the fingers. I'm not sure. There's a guy in a white shirt and there's a guy in a white hoodie. So I think that was more the white shirt, to be honest. So red are definitely losing at the moment. Whatever they did well in the first game, they're not doing so well in the second game so far. But we're only about quarter distance at the moment, so still all to play for.
Enemy spotted.
So Reds have been absolutely spanked on this game for some reason. Maybe they burnt themselves out on the first game, who knows. But yeah, they're definitely they're respawning a lot more. Keep an eye on those greens. I think greens are just doing a better job of just pinning them in, I think. They are taking quite a defensive position up there. There's like 3 of them all working together. If you look at the top right hand camera, Marshall's just walked around there keeping an eye on them, making sure they are calling their hits and that. there was a nice exchange that went on there, the bottom left-hand camera. And now we're starting to see a few more green respawns, but red are still being spanked on this one. Green are now on 6 respawns versus 24 now respawns for the reds. So reds have got some work to do. Green are definitely having a better round this round. As I say, ignore the scoreboard at the bottom. That's purely purely set to 2-shooter flips. That records the targets that hit, which we're not using in this one. We're only using the timer on this. It's all about the respawns, which I can see on the tablet here, and you can see in the safe zone if you're watching in the safe zone. Unfortunately, we can't get it on the stream at the moment, so we will have that resolved at some point, and it'll be live on the stream. But at the moment, it's only that I can see it. So I can tell you, green's on 9 respawns now versus 28 to the red. So they've still got some work to do, the reds. There's a few good exchanges going on out there. I think a few of them are getting shots on the fingertips. I think there's going to be a few sore fingers tomorrow. So greens are doing a much better job. Red is starting to catch up. Greens are on 17 respawns now. Red are on 32, but it might be too little too late. We're 6.5 minutes in, so 3.5 minutes left. Okay, so we just got a couple of players that might have taken a nasty shot, so they've just stepped out of the arena, but we've still got the rest of them playing on at the moment. Let's see how they're getting on. 18 respawns to the green, 34 to the reds, so I think green might get this one back. Okay, so we're starting to see a few more respawns. Green are catching up. They're on 23 now versus 36 to the reds. So we've got about 2 minutes left. So I mean, red could do enough to win it back, but they've seemed to have slowed the pace down now. So it might be too late, but we'll see. There's 14 respawns difference at the moment in green's favour, so they seem to be trading off fairly evenly at the moment. 39 to 25 now. Yeah, I think green have picked up the pace a little bit again. We're now on 40 respawns for the reds, and we're on 26 for the greens. Okay, so last few seconds now. It looks like the greens are going to win this one, and yes, it is a green win. So, well done, greens. Well done. Let's throw the green win up. So let me pop this in here. So green win, and it was 29 green respawns versus 46 red respawns. So that's 1-1 for the night so far. So well done, players. Greens, you managed to get it back. So it's 1-1 for the night so far. So well done on that one. We'll just hit another little break, and I'll come back to you with details on the next game very shortly. Okay, so just a little break now while the players get ready for the next game. In the meantime, we have a competition being run here at the Kill House, not this weekend, coming the following weekend, with Airsoft Anti-Cheat. If you've not heard about it, get yourself signed up for that one. They are throw up the imagery for it now. There we go. So there's the airsoftantcheat.com. Just go on their website, you can sign up. There's two ways of doing it. You can either sign up to their patroncy, I think it's £5 a month, and all the competition entry is free, or you can pay £30 per person, and you get to play that way. So there's a couple of ways to enter. It's 5-man teams. It'll be rounds limited as well, so everyone will be on the same boat. There won't be people running like drum mags, and some people running mid caps and low caps or whatever. It'll all be, everyone's got the same amount of rounds for each round. If you're part of a 5-man team, then that's great. You can your whole team can enter, and you can go in as a team. If you're individuals and you want to get involved, again, that's absolutely fine. Get yourself signed up and you'll be allocated to a team when you get here. So that's happening on the 7th. You can go on their website as well. They have a whole heap of stuff on there. Let's see if I can bring that one up. There we go. So that's the Airsoft Anti-Cheat website. When you go on there, it's got all the details. Let me see if I can expand that screen a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so if you click on the details, it tells you all about the competition. £200 cash prize, £30 entry, or free if you join the patron. Got some details about registration time, when the tournament starts and ends, and then after hours bit going on as well. So we'll have lots going on here. Cafe will be open all day as well, and the shop will be open all that time as well. So all the details are on there. Get yourself booked in and give that one a go. It's open to all players. Anyone over the age of 14 can play. So that's all on there. So and then you can click on the patroncy bit on there as well, and it tells you all about the membership level. So it's the £5 a month one that you need to do to enter the competition for free. So that's happening on the 7th. Okay, so the next game of the night will be two-shooter flip, and so this will be our first game of the night that incorporates the targets. So on this game, similar to the last one in the sense that they'll be respawning using the respawn buttons, but in addition they'll be engaging the target. So out in the arena there are 20 targets, and each team will have to basically flip the targets into their team's colour. So when the game starts, none of the targets will be lit, and they need to find those targets and shoot them. There's 10 in each half of the arena, so they have to first of all find their 10 and shoot them, and hold them into their colour, and then they have to advance into the other halves and try and shoot them as well. So basically, if you're on the red team and you shoot the target and it turns green, you shoot it again till it turns red, and then move on to the next one until they're all red, and vice versa. So if you're on the green team, you shoot them until they turn green. If it lights up red at any point, you shoot it again to make it go green. It will count how many milliseconds each target's been held in each colour, and then we'll divide that time by the number of respawns. So if they go too aggressive and end up dying loads, you can end up losing the game because you've over respawned. But don't go aggressive enough and you won't hold enough of the arena. So it's a real game of balance, this one, and this is where the respawn buttons come into their own. So this really shows how to play the game and how to be a mix of aggressive and also tactful at the same time. So you don't want to be burning up lives to get targets, because that could cost you the game overall. So they're just gearing up now, so a couple of minutes and we'll be getting them out for that first round of two-shooter flip, which is our third game of the evening. So still all to play for, 1-1 so far for the night, one to the reds, one to the greens. So let's see who can win this first round of two-shooter flip. So players are starting to enter now, so let's get those arena cams up, and you'll see them starting to enter the arena. There we go. So this one, the scoreboard will be more relevant. Once I start the game, you'll see the score on there, the time and the score. So the red shooter and the green shooter score, that will be at that time in that moment in history when you're seeing that. That is what it is at that time. Doesn't mean that it ends that way. So at the moment, like if you look at the scoreboard, it shows the green shooter on 9 and the red shooter on 6. Now if the game ended on that, it wouldn't necessarily mean that green win. It just means when the game ended, they were holding 9 targets and reds were holding 6. As I say, the win will be denoted by how many seconds each target's been held and accumulated time on that, divided by the number of respawns they have. So respawns will count, and it's all a tactful game, this one. So this is their first game using the targets, so we'll see how they get on this one and see what the outcome is. Okay, so all players are in the arena now, 6v6, so we've got all 12 in there. So all of them are just making their way to their spawns. Dan, our in-game marshal, is just checking they're all ready and in place and they know what they're doing. He's just checked the green team, he's just going to go up and check the red team, and then we'll get this one started. We'll bring the scoreboard back up there we go.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we have game on. Some of the players there were waving at their, I guess they're waving at their friends and family that are watching. But here we go. We have game start. So a few of them a bit slower out the blocks there. But let's see how they're getting on. Red are shooting most of the targets at the moment. Commentator's curse, as I said, that has gone evens. So there's 10 targets in each half of the arena. The arena is a complete mirror image of itself. So in theory, you should be able to get your first 10 and hold your half. And then it's all about who pushes into the other half of the arena the most. So it looks like it's fairly even on the targets at the moment, but green are respawning a little bit more. We have 4 respawns to 1 at the moment. Now it looks like red are respawning a little bit more. So green are taking a bit of a lead on the targets, 12-4. So they've only engaged 16 targets, so it means there's 4 targets out there haven't actually been shot. So that can be enough to lose them the game. So, well, for one of them anyway. So they need to push out, see if they can find all the targets. Normally it's ones down the sides that generally get forgotten about. Let's see if they can pick them off and find them. They've got 17 now, so there's still 3 left to go.
Fire in the hole! Good shot.
Target down!
No, we had a team kill there on the top left hand camera. I think he shot his own teammate in the back, but he called it, so well done. Looks like green is still being a bit more dominant on the targets at the moment.
Bang bang.
Okay, so targets are evening out now, so it might all be down to the respawns. So it's very even on the targets. It was green in the lead, now it seems to be red. Respawns are fairly even at the moment. There's only a few respawns difference, so this could be quite a tight game, this one. We'll have to see how it pans out. Oh, He just got shot in the spool of the back. That must have been a team kill. He got shot behind there, unless someone got the sneak on him. I didn't see who made the shot. All I see was him grab his back. So that's the tall player. It's up in the top middle camera now, in the spawn area. Looks like he's rubbing his back a little bit now. So it looks like Green are taking the lead on the targets again now. It's definitely bouncing backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It's fairly even again on the targets. It's going to be quite a close one. It might all come down to the respawns. We're over halfway now, coming up to 6 minutes, so about 4 minutes left on this one. Most of the rounds, apart from attack and defend, most of the rounds are 10-minute rounds. And we'll play all games in both directions, a bit like a football match. We'll play it both ways, even though there's no advantage or disadvantage to being one way or another. It just shows everyone it's exactly the same and gives everyone two chances at every game. So like on that first one where we done team deathmatch, that both teams won 1 game each, so it evened itself out. So again, with this 2-shooter flip, we'll play it once this way round, then we'll swap ends and play it the other way, see if it makes any odds. But at the moment, the targets are pretty even. It's 10-all, and that bounces one way or the other. 11-9, 12-8, back to 11-9, back to a draw again. It's a bit of a rapid exchange of target there. Marshall just reminded them it's Semione. A couple of them flicked onto full auto there. It's too close quarters here to use full auto. You'll know about it in the morning if you get lit up with full auto, so we'll keep the fire rates down to semi only. So about 3/4 of the way through now. Now red are taking the lead with the targets, but it doesn't really matter. It's the overall time that the target's been held and each target. So the score on the scoreboard doesn't necessarily mean that's the outcome of the game. So I think it's going to be quite tight. The respawns are very, very similar, so it's all going to be down to milliseconds, I think. Okay, so still back to even again. Green just nipping ahead. I mean, it looks like it might be just a green win, but I mean, it's going to be tight. I don't know how to call this one. The Reds are now back in the lead. Now it's gone even again. He's going to be very close, I think.
Enemy spotted.
Thank you for following.
So just been told they got the last 90 seconds. They're on a bit of a charge now, so Green are certainly holding more targets at the moment. Let's see if it's enough when it comes down to the respawns. So last 30 seconds now. Who do you think's going to win this one? I think it's going to be pretty close. At the moment, though, Green are holding the targets again. I think Green probably might have just held them a few bits more. It's all going to come down to these respawns, I think. Let's see, we've got about 10 seconds left now. So here we go. Is it going to be a green? Have green done enough? It was actually a red win. Wow. So,
Game over.
well done, Reds. Okay, so Reds actually averaged less, but it was all to do with the respawns. They just respawned less, so they won the game overall. So well done, Reds. It wasn't much in it. It was 237 versus 307 on the target time. So that's seconds. So there wasn't a huge amount in it, and that was actually Green's advantage on that. However, respawn wise, it was 25 red versus 48 green, so that's what lost the game. So well done, Reds. Quite a good game though. It was very tight on the targets, so yeah, well done. We'll swap ends, and we'll try that one again and see if Green were better on the second round of the first game. So will they be able to pull it back again and make it 2-2 for the night? We will find out in about 5 minutes time when we play that game. So 2-1 to the Reds so far tonight. Okay, so just a few minutes while the players get rehydrated and reloaded and all that. So, and then we'll be getting them out for this second round of two-shooter flip. See if Greens can claw it back on the second game. So hopefully about 3 to 5 minutes time, and then hopefully we'll get them back out again. So we'll be starting the next round of two-shooter flip in just a moment. Players are getting themselves ready, and we'll be going out very shortly. So far, 2-1 to the Reds. So back to our first games. We had team deathmatch. Reds won the first round, Green won the second round, and then we've done the first round of two-shooter flip, which Reds won tonight. So it's 2-1 to the Reds so far, but this is the second round of two-shooter flip. So let's see if Greens can claw it back like they did on the first game. So will Greens make it 2-2 for the night so far, or will Reds nick this one and extend their lead? So we'll find out in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so two-shooter flip game mode. So basically, when the game starts, none of the targets will be lit up. The players need to run out and shoot the targets and to get them to light up. If you're on the red team, you have to shoot the target until it turns red. So if you shoot it the first time it lights up green, you just shoot it again to turn it red, and vice versa. So if you're on the green team and you shoot the target and it lights up red, you shoot it again to make it green. So there's 20 targets out there. They need to hold the targets in their team's colour for as long as possible. So each target will count how many seconds or milliseconds it's been held for. It will then take their total time and put it together and give them a total time at the end. But it will divide the total time by the number of respawns. So that basically means if they push too hard and keep getting shot, they can lose the game because they respawn too much. And the more aggressive they are, the more chance they could lose on respawn. So it's about being tactical with it. Okay, so so that's basically two-shooter flip. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically hold the targets in your colour for as long as possible, and just don't get shot too much, because your total time accumulated will be divided by the number of respawns. So too aggressive and you could lose, but not aggressive enough and you could still lose. So it's all about finding a balance on this one. And for some reason, they want to play the next round in the dark, which is pretty brave, as none of them have torches. So all the windows are boarded, so there is very little or no natural light in there at all. So the only light that will be provided will be the lights on the smoke machines and the lights of the targets. But of course, the targets won't light up at all until until they've been shot. So this could be an interesting round. You'll see the let me flick to the cameras now. You'll be able to see that the cameras have all gone black and white. That's because it is completely pitch black in there. So they'll be able to see very, very little. Yeah, this should make for an interesting round. So we shall see what happens on this one. Okay, yeah, so we've got 10 players out in the arena. It is completely pitch black. 2 of the players are going to sit out and watch this game, which I don't blame them, to be fair. It is absolutely pitch black in there, so they're gonna take all sorts of shots on this one, and they're not going to know where they're coming from. So anyway, let's start this. So you should see the targets flashing. There we go. So we shall have game start in 3, 2, 1, and we have game on. So you'll see they're moving a little bit slower, mainly so because I can't see where they're going. So as they start to hit the targets, it will provide a little bit of light. So they should start to be able to see a little bit in there. In that middle camera, you can see Dan the Marshal. He's glowing up in his high-vis jacket, but he's not very bright in there at all. So they are just about seeing their way around. That made sense. It sounds fun. Yeah, it is a pretty good game. I mean, they're brave for doing it in the dark. It is proper dark in there. So, well, without torches, it's hardcore. You're going to... with the dark, you use all your senses a lot more. So because you can't see something, when you hear noise, you tend to just turn and shoot. So you end up getting a few more team kills out there as well. You certainly see people jump when they hear the smoke machines going. You can see they're huddled up a lot more on this round than they were on previous rounds. I think they're using each other's voices to sort of guide themselves around the arena a little bit. A lot of them aren't moving as much as they were. Harley will be sat in the corner, he's scared of the dark. Which one was Harley? What was Harley? Did he say Harley? You mentioned Harley earlier. Was they Harley in the camo jacket? Yeah, Harley was in a camo vest. Might be difficult to see on the infrared camera. Let's see if we can spot them out. Oh yeah, with the camo vest, yeah. Let me see if I can find them. There's one in the bottom left-hand corner there, camera, with a camo vest on. If that's Harley, he's moving around plenty. There's a couple with vests on. I'm not sure which one's the camo one. There's one that's just respawned on the top middle camera.
Bang bang.
Okay, so let's have a look at the scoring. Been watching the gameplay so much, I haven't really looked at the scores. So the greens are just holding the targets at the moment. 9, 9, 5, 9, 6. So greens are doing a better job at that. Respawn wise, it's pretty even. What we on? 5, 7. So there's not a lot in it at all really on respawns. There's only 2 different, so at the moment it looks like this could be Green's game. They've only shot 15 targets. There's 5 that haven't been shot. Do you know who sat out? I don't know their names, unfortunately. I don't know if I can bring up the... Let me see if I can bring up the picture. It was... so the 2 that sat out, one of them's wearing a white hoodie and one's wearing a black hoodie, I think. Let me see if I can bring up a picture for you. Okay, so I think the 2 that are sat out are the 2 on the end of the picture. Yeah, they're the ones that are sat out on this round. But let me take you back to the gameplay. Hopefully that makes sense. So I think that's the 2 that are sat out anyway. So back to the game. It still looks like Green are just edging ahead with the targets. Respawn wise, let's have a look. It is Red are respawning a lot more this round. So 14 respawns to the Reds and 9 to the Green. So I think Green might have done this one, which was what happened on the first rounds as well. We had the red team win the first game when we done team deathmatch, then Green won, and then looks like might go this one 2-shot flip, but it's still early. We've still got 4 minutes left of this game, so we'll see how we get on. Look like the targets were getting a bit more even then. They've only got 19 targets in place. There's one that hasn't been shot. I'm presuming that's in the red half of the arena. Yeah, it is. It's in the red half of the arena, so that'll be hurting Red that they haven't got all of the ones in their half. Green definitely look to be more dominant on the targets. Respawn wise, they've caught up. It's 16 respawns to the Red, 13 to the Greens, so there's only a few respawns different. So a couple of them flicking over to full auto there. The Master was just having a word with them in game, just telling them to slow down their fire rate a little bit. Semi-auto only indoors. They obviously like the pain. So still Green in the lead at the moment. Respawns again is still pretty even. 18 to the Red, 14 to the Green. So I think my money's on Green for this one. It looks like they're probably just about edging it. So last couple of minutes coming up now. Yeah, we're just hitting 8 minutes now, so 2 minutes left. Okay, so Let's see if it makes any difference. They've had the 2-minute warning. Let them know it's the last 2 minutes of the game. Green are still pretty strong on this round. So yeah, it looks like Green are storming ahead with the targets. And a little bit of a difference on respawns now. 16 to the Greens, 22 to the Reds. So not masses apart. What's that? 6 different. I think Green have probably done enough in terms of the amount of time they've held the targets for. I think this one's probably going to be a Green win. At last minute now. So we'll find out in a bit. So coming up to the last 30 seconds. Still very much Green in the lead. Still only 19 targets in play as well. I'll be very surprised if Red win this one. Okay, last 10 seconds now. Green is still in the lead. I think it's going to be a Green one. Respawn 24 to 20 and let's have a look. Yeah, that was a Green win. Green win. So let me get that up on there. So let's have a look at the stats on that game. So it was, wow. So it was, let's have a look, 333 seconds versus 180 seconds to the Green. And respawns, let's have a look at the respawns. We had 20 respawns for the Green versus 24 to the Red. So Green won on both counts actually, on respawns and on the target time. So well done Greens. So that's now 2-2 for the night so far. So well done. Okay, so the players have still got another 40 minutes. They're going to be playing on for. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the stream for the night, as we've got to put some equipment and stuff away, and get things shut down. And we're just a little bit short-staffed tonight, so unfortunately we can't stream the whole evening. But it has been a good night. The players have played really well. And as I say, it's been a draw overall so far. So we'll find out overall later on who won overall. But I think the play's been pretty even all night. So thanks to all our players. I'm going to sign out for the stream. But we'll still be watching via the camera and marshalling by camera. And keeping in comms with Dan. And Dan will be running the games going forward. So thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one.